First Local, supported by Maker North, 3D printing, laser cutting, 3D design, education, prototyping, and more. Maker North, whatever it takes. Shop local, dine local, listen local, love local. Small businesses in the Algoma area have been a huge part of our community. Now is the time to show our support for them. From local markets to retail stores, music venues, and restaurants. Small businesses make up the backbone of our community. So go on, embrace all they have to offer by shopping, dining, listening, and loving local. Visit ssmcoc.com to learn more or to join the chamber today.
Well, it's certainly been an interesting year. And like many of us, maybe you've been drinking more than usual and want to take a break. With Dry Feb, you can.
Why not challenge yourself to go dry in February to help raise funds for the Canadian Cancer Society?
Sign up for Dry Feb, and not only will you be helping people affected by cancer,
you can also reduce your risk of cancer.
Go as dry as you're willing to try this February. Sign up today. It's easier than you think.
Superior Adult Learning is looking for volunteers who want to make a difference in our community and help others reach their full potential. In only a few hours a week, you can help our learners achieve their goals and set them on a path towards a successful, independent future. Visit www.superioral.ca to get started now. Superior Adult Learning provides free one-on-one support to help you reach your goals. Improve your reading, writing, and math skills, become more independent, and increase your employability. Visit www.superioral.ca to get started now.
Have you been drinking more than usual?
Why not go dry this February? With Dry Feb, you'll
help people affected by cancer.
And you can also reduce your own risk.
Go as dry as you're willing to try. Sign up today. It's easier than you think.
It's Jake Moore, sports analyst, back in the On TV studios, letting you know that 705 Sports now has 2 shows a week. We still have the 705 Sports that airs every Friday at noon, but we've expanded to now have a show every Wednesday. 705 Sports Headlines will be a show that is much more condensed, that is very fast-paced, going over the main topics of the week in sports. 705 Sports on Fridays will still cover everything in sports in a full show format. This gives you a chance to really see what's going on in the sports world, whether you have a couple minutes or you got a half an hour. So make sure you join me, Dan Gray, on Fridays and multiple different guests every Wednesday, every Friday at noon, only on TV and Sue Online's Facebook page.
for overseeing all aspects.
Well, good morning. See?
There we go.
It's Monday all over the place.
Yep.
Monday, March 14th.
Did you survive the time change?
Well, you know.
Well, you know, the big thing is that we're coming to work and it's dark again.
Yes.
Right? At least for
Yeah.
a couple more weeks. It's going to be dark
2
in the morning.
steps forward, right?
Yeah.
And then 14 back.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey, but this week is looking pretty nice weather-wise.
That's
I'll tell
what you
that.
said. I'm going to wait for
Get
it, though,
ready for some
because...
sunscreen and shorts and sandals. Because that's what it's going to feel like.
Womp
Incomparable
womp. Sure.
to the last couple of weeks, anyway.
Sure. All right.
We'll
Well,
have
you know
more
what? It was
details
pretty,
to come.
pretty mild this morning, so
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
Yeah, we'll have more details coming up later.
Yes.
Pretty busy weekend news-wise.
Yes.
Lots of things going on in the Ukraine. The last I heard, Zelensky is now saying they will not join NATO.
Okay.
Which, of course, is the big reason why Russia
Sure.
is invading in the first place. Bombing and shelling and just continued over the weekend. They still haven't taken the capital, though. Like,
No.
They are putting up a pretty good fight. But bombing and all sorts of stuff going on during the weekend. Now, the other big development is Russia. There's talks going on today, by the way, some sort of what they call peace talks.
Okay.
But in the meantime, Russia's asked China for military aid.
All right.
Don't quite know what that means. If it means, it doesn't mean financial, it means actual equipment or troops on the ground. And if that happens, aren't we kind of like in a world war with China joining now? So don't really know what's going on there. We're still waiting for some answers there. But closer to home, we had some more developments with the Conservative race.
Yes, Patrick Brown has confirmed. He has announced he's running for the federal Conservative leadership.
That's 3 candidates now that are officially in.
What, we've got Charest, we've got Poilievre, and now we have Brown.
We have Brown. And
Yeah.
Brown, of course, was the leader of the Conservative Party here in Ontario.
Yes.
And we all know what happened there.
Yes.
Now he's the mayor of Brampton, I believe
Yes,
he
he is.
Brampton.
Yeah.
So now he's throwing his hat into that race. I don't know how successful he's going to be.
Well,
But-
I mean, may the best man or candidate win. You know, I shouldn't just unilaterally say it'll just be men. Maybe a woman will step up. It's
Would
not
be
known
nice.
at this time. He did declare his candidacy yesterday. 25-minute speech, so concise right away. I like that. You know, because sometimes they can
Go on.
run on. Yes.
What else is going on?
Well, you know what? Just kind of scouring for bits of the OPP can now demand a breath sample from any driver.
This story's getting a lot of traction on the site, by the way.
Well, sure, it's,
There's like 375 comments, but go on.
Well, prior to December 18th, 2018, then officers had to have reasonable suspicion that a driver had alcohol in their body before demanding a breath sample. Now, with the implementation of Bill C-46, the OPP began to exercise this new authority for investigating alcohol-related driving offenses on Ontario roads. So drivers need to be aware that it is mandatory for them to comply with this demand, and that those who do not can be charged with failing or refusing to provide a breath sample. So under this legislation, then, drivers impaired by alcohol will also face higher mandatory minimum fines, and some maximum penalties will be higher. So this is posted to our website. They do go through the mandatory minimum penalties. And yeah, so you know what, be aware there are a number of options in our community as well as across Ontario that can help you avoid this unnecessary business. You know, we have driver's seat where 2 drivers will come, a second car, they will take you and your vehicle safely home. And as well, you know, there's U-Ride, there are taxis, you could walk, you
There's
could
no
take the bus.
excuse for drinking and driving.
No, there is not.
No,
So
so-
don't do it.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't do it.
Okay, anything else before we throw it to news?
William
Oh,
Hurt
William
passed
Hurt.
away. 71 years old.
Yeah, 71. pretty young.
There he is.
He did a lot of major movies,
Yep.
including Kiss of the Spider-Woman, which I believe he won the Academy Award for.
Yes.
What other movies has he been in?
The Big Chill,
Big
Body
Chill,
Heat.
Body Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lost in Space, the remake they did. I don't know when they did that, in the 90s, I think. It was terrible.
Well,
if you're a big Lost in Space fan from the 1960 series,
Which I am.
and then you saw that
Danger,
movie, it's
danger.
like they're completely different. I mean, the Netflix series is a little closer to the original,
Okay.
a little,
Okay.
tiny bit, but this movie was way out of lunch. Like the spaceship looked different, the robot looks different in Netflix too, but I don't know. I just didn't like the movie.
Well, I don't know. Like, I mean,
He didn't like it either, by the
William
way.
Hurt, like,
He hated being in that movie.
in his defense, even Michael Caine was in Jaws 4.
Was he really?
He was actually, yes, he was.
There you go.
Michael Caine, my hand, my bloody hand. Okay. Anyways.
Anyway, you got more news. I have some
do.
really good news coming up in the weather, and but Heidi's got news first.
Okay. All right, so we've been kind of following the developments around the lifting of mandates, and so what's happening then today, the broad legal requirements for places such as school, long-term care homes, and hospitals, the requirement to maintain mandatory COVID-19 vaccination policies is expiring today. So as part of the first step in the province exiting most COVID-19 measures in the next 45 days, a raft of requirements for schools, congregate care settings, and hospitals to have those vaccination policies and mandatory testing for unvaccinated staff will end today. So all facilities then can retain their own policy, of course, if they choose to do so. Impacted sectors will continue to receive supplies of rapid antigen tests, and healthcare and congregate care staff and residents remain eligible for free PCR testing. Also starting today, the province is further relaxing visitor rules at long-term care homes. Children under 5 who are by default unvaccinated will now be allowed to visit residents. Unvaccinated residents will now be allowed out for overnight visits. So the number of guests each long-term care resident can receive at a time is going now to increase to 4, and testing requirements for all staff, caregivers, and visitors continue to be in place. So, you know, there's going to be more information coming out about how these changes are specifically impacting various agencies and sectors, and we will, of course, keep you up to date. So something else that we did announce last week is that the masking requirements within schools and other settings will be dropped as of a week today, so Monday, March 21st. Some school boards are feeling unsure about that because, of course, this is March break. People will be traveling, of course, assuming that they're bringing their kids with them. So the risk of exposure is there. So this was something that came out of the Toronto District School Board, but I do know locally there are robust discussions occurring, despite the fact that Doug Ford has encouraged and strongly urged schools to drop the masks on the 21st. Some trustees are voting, and really they want to keep the masks in place for 2 weeks after March break. So 2 weeks from the 21st, the school boards are lobbying and they would like to keep the mask mandates in place. I mean, really, if they're leaving, you know, the vaccination policies up to individual agencies, I don't see what the big deal is about people continuing to wear masks if that's what is going to make them feel better. And certainly I can understand the rationale behind wanting to ensure that, you know, March break, this week off where, you know, traditionally people do travel, and I did see information out of Pearson saying that they've reached peak levels of travelers. So we will continue to watch this, of course, but in this moment, some of the school boards, understandably, are nervous. All right, so We have health sectors now asking for Ontario to budget investments beyond just what's being allocated to the hospitals. So from hospitals to long-term care to laboratories, the health sector bore much of the brunt of the pandemic's input. And certainly we can understand what that means. The government has pumped more than $5 billion into hospitals to add 3,100 beds since the start of the pandemic, and the Ontario Hospital Association said that those were, of course, welcome investments. Now, to maintain financial stability for hospitals as they restart surgeries and procedures that have been delayed by the pandemic, and as well to continue to manage other COVID-19 pressures, they are indicating that they require a 3.5% increase in base operating funding, or $735 million. So this is, of course, on behalf of the Ontario Hospital Association, a pre-budget submission. In addition, the Hospital Association is seeking dedicated funding for reducing surgery backlog and continued funding for additional beds that has been committed over the past 2 years. So this is, again, posted to the website at siouxonline.com. They are asking for very specific input into very specific areas. And if you would like to know more details and the specifics of their pre-budget submission, you are welcome to go to the website and check it out. All right, now, without much further ado, we're going to hop over to Craig for some of that weather good news. Craig, hit me.
Well, if you remember, Heidi, the rodent just over a month ago said that we were going to have an early spring. Well, it looks like we're going to have an early spring. At least it's going to feel like spring this week, because we have some really nice temperatures, maybe even a shot of some heavy rain showers coming in for Wednesday. But this past weekend, we saw those very heavy lake effect squalls develop Friday night. Definitely into winter mode on the weekend. That just may be our last winter type weekend coming up. So taking a look right now, we have the sun coming up right now. We're seeing that on the City Hall. We do have some fresh snow on the ground, but we may lose most of this snow, or not most of it, a lot of it later on this week as we see some warm temperatures. So let's take a look at your 12-hour forecast for today. We may even start feeling a little bit like spring today, actually. As right now is -12. We have a mix of sun and cloud. A mix of sun and cloud later on this afternoon. There is a slight chance of seeing just a little bit of flurry activity, mainly to the south and east of the Sault. And then tonight, temperature's not bad in the evening. -1, mainly clear conditions, dropping only to -10 overnight. That could be our last real cold overnight temperature for this week, because we do have some really nice temperatures to tell you about coming up in the 3-day forecast, and that's just in a couple of minutes. Heidi?
Well, thanks for that. That is exciting. And yeah, I was just trying to throw. Superior Adult Learning provides free one-on-one support to help you reach your goals. Improve your reading, writing, and math skills, become more independent, and increase your employability. Visit www.superioral.ca to get started now. Shop local, dine local, listen local, love local. Small businesses in the Algoma area have been a huge part of our community. Now is the time to show our support for them, from local markets to retail stores, music venues, and restaurants. Small businesses make up the backbone of our community. So go on, Embrace all they have to offer by shopping, dining, listening, and loving local. Visit ssmcoc.com to learn more or to join the Chamber today. Well, welcome back. You can hear me again. We had some technical difficulties there, hence our abrupt departure into the world of our sponsors. I did want to tell you that there's some comedy coming to town. And so really, if you have been cooped up, as have we all, without a good laugh for a while, you are encouraged then to head down to the Machine Shop on March 24th for a show that will start at 7:30. I'm here to let you know that they sent us a press release, very exciting. With the restrictions lifting up and life getting back to normal, what better way can it be to come together in person? Yes, in person, not virtual, yahoo. So with the intent of enjoying this comedy show. So Sault Ste. Marie Helping Hands has collaborated with the WTF Promotions Group, and WTF stands for way too funny. Yeah, I know. So again, at the Machine Shop, dynamite venue, exciting to see a show there. 5 amazing second-generation Italian-American comedians will be telling stories around what it was like to grow up in an Italian family. Finally, time for some good old-fashioned belly laughs. For many years, these 5 Italian-American comedians have been making people laugh by sharing memories through their unique brand of comedy. Again, what it was like to grow up in an Italian family. So you can... This release was sent to us from Wendy Gucher, who is the founder of Sault Ste. Marie Helping Hands. She's very grateful to WTF Promotions for partnering with them, and a portion of the sales will be donated to Sault Ste. Marie Helping Hands, and they would like to thank each person who has already purchased a ticket for supporting the cause. So if you want to get tickets, you can contact Sault Ste. Marie Helping Hands and go out and have a chuckle on the 24th. Now, hopefully, the Hounds performed, and we will not be chuckling at their results. We will instead be cheering and celebrating. Jacob, what do you have for us?
Well, Heidi, thankfully, the Hounds did play well. Let's not talk about the Leafs on Sunday.
You always got to bring them in.
Yeah, I do. But the Sault Greyhounds played, oh, that's my name there. The Sault Greyhounds did play Friday and Saturday, winning both of these games. And the big thing in both of these games were the first periods the Greyhounds are able to take the lead, outshoot, win the face-off battles. And Heidi, as we've talked about before, when the Greyhounds win the first period, they seem to win the game. So the first game they won 5-3 versus Kitchener, and the second game they won 7-4, also versus Kitchener. Samuel Ivanoff made his return to the net in the second game after being off about a month with an injury. Nice to see him getting back in there and giving Tucker Tyan a bit of a break. So the big thing for the Greyhounds is now, you know, we've been talking about how the standings are pretty tight. So the Greyhounds jumped from 4th to 2nd in the West. So now they have 69 points. They're sitting 2nd, while Flint has 74, sitting 1st. The Knights and Spitfires both tied for 3rd with 68 points. So it's an extremely tight race there. The Greyhounds are off again until Wednesday, where they head over to Sarnia to start their road trip, and Friday they play Flint, which is, again, one of those must-win games if we talked about on 705 Sports and here on First Local. So the Hounds are getting into a point now where every game is a must-win if they want to get towards first in the West, but they definitely are looking like they're getting their home ice advantage. One more thing before I go. Tom Brady did announce that he is not retiring, so he is coming back after his month-long retirement. Craig and I both called it, just wanted to say that, because, you know, Tom Brady was not going out on losing. Instead, he's just going to cover even more of the spotlight where he tried to take away during the Super Bowl. Now he wants all the spotlight during the offseason. But that's it for now.
I mean, didn't Brett Favre do that
multiple times, yes.
12, 13, 27 times? So
multiple times.
All right. Well, thanks very much for that, Jacob. Go Hounds Go. Awesome. Well done. I do want to talk to you, especially now that this is the first day of March break. It's never been a better time to travel within Ontario. The Ontario government, of course, encouraging people in Ontario to rediscover the province and support Ontario's important tourism industry, as well as all year round. They have created the staycation tax credit. With this personal income tax credit, residents will get back up to 20% on their eligible accommodation expenses for leisure stays in the province this year. So Ontario offers the world in one province, vibrant cities, historic small towns, food trails to festivals, mountains to beaches. And this, of course, is coming from Lisa MacLeod, who is the Minister of Heritage, Sport, Tourism and Culture Industries. The Ontario Staycation tax credit will help make travel more affordable and encourage Ontarians to explore their own province, reinvigorating local tourism, and the associated economies by delivering a much-needed boost to local businesses while keeping Ontario competitive in the global market. So the temporary personal income tax credit will allow Ontario residents to claim eligible accommodation expenses up to a maximum of $1,000 for individuals and $2,000 for families. The credit will provide up to a maximum of $200 for an individual and $400 for a family. So this, again, posted in its entirety to our website at SiouxOnline.com. Never been a better time to prance smartly throughout our province, boosting local businesses and reinvigorating the economy. All right, now on that note, let's see what the weather is going to be like for the duration of this March break. Craig, what do you have for us?
Well, Heidi, you've been asking for some warmer temperatures, and this is the week. We are going to see our temperatures well above seasonal values, and we'll explain why in just a second. But this is what we look like for today. We have a warm front to our south. That's pushing up, but we also have this wedge of snow that just might skirt the eastern portion of the city into, say, the Thessalon area, Blind River area. Could see a little bit of snow accumulation from this little thing of snow here. Otherwise, we're going to stay with this mix of sun and cloud for today and see temperatures starting to inch up. We'll take a look at the satellite and we'll show you just where that system is right here. So it's kind of making its way here and it just may skirt the area. So be mindful that we may see a little bit of flurry activity here today, but for the most part, it's going to be a pretty nice looking day. As far as temperatures go, we're starting to see them come up. We are calling for -1. We could actually exceed that. We could see on the plus side of +1, -3 in Wawa, -3 in Timmins, and -1 in Sudbury. We're all going to see our temperatures bump up this week as that warm front does its job. This is what we look like on radar. We had a little bit of snow last night, just a little bit of a dusting. You just saw that pass. Otherwise, we don't have anything to worry about as far as snow at the moment. Again, that system could skirt the just the eastern portion of the area later on this afternoon. This is what we look like for your 3-day forecast. -1 for your daytime high today. We could hit +1 later on this afternoon. Mainly a mix of sun and cloud, but more cloud and a chance of flurries to the east. Tuesday, we're looking at mainly sunny skies. Look at that temperature, +7 degrees, and we hold on to these nice temperatures well above seasonal for the next 10 days. We have some rain coming in for Wednesday night, temperatures at 6 degrees. We're not really falling off as far as overnight temperatures. We'll talk about that in the 7-day forecast coming up. So it's looking like we're going to see a lot of melting, or at least the beginning of some melting this week. I'll have your 7-day details coming up.
Well, that's some good news. That's definitely some great news, actually. I'm pretty excited. We are going to go into the world of our sponsors. I do want to take one moment to shout out to Grocer for Good, who is having one of their supper clubs. Fantastic evening. Fundraiser completely in support of this worthy organization. Happening this Thursday, actually. You can go to their website to get tickets. It's also being hosted on Eventbrite. So this Thursday, March the 17th, an Irish-themed supper club and support a grocer for good. Do be there. Okay, we are going to hear from Superior Adult Learning. We are going to hear from Jeep the Mac. So do go take a listen, fill your cup, and come on back. Superior Adult Learning is looking for volunteers who want to make a difference in our community and help others reach their full potential. In only a few hours a week, you can help our learners achieve their goals and set them on a path towards a successful, independent future. Visit www.superioral.ca to get started now.
École publique Éco des Rapides, a place where your child can learn, grow, and be happy. Discover why more and more families are choosing École publique Éco des Rapides for their child. Register your child January 17th to the 21st at epedr.cspgno.ca. Parce que je vois grand.
Well, good morning and welcome back to First Local. And we're going to go into some factoids now. So people who know me know that math has never been my favorite, but today is an interesting day because, of course, March 14th, 314, is Pi Day, so commemorating the mathematical constant pi. Pi Day is celebrated on March 14th because it represents 3.14. What's going on? Okay, the first three digits of pi, which is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. So the lowercase pi is the 16th letter of the Greek alphabet and is pronounced pi, and represents the first letter of the Greek word perimetros, meaning circumference. The first recorded use of pi to represent pi is, oh yeah, now we're getting into mathematical terminology. So anyway, the first recorded use of the pi symbol alone to represent the value of pi was by Welsh mathematician William Jones in his 1706 work synopsis. Palmera, yes, I'm not even going to do that. Anyway. March 14th, 1982.
I thought we were talking about pie, like blueberry pie or
No,
apple
we're
pie.
talking about math. See if you were listening to me.
No, I
instead
was
of
listening.
gesturing.
You were excited that we were talking about pie. Go on.
Go on. All right. So it was on this day, March 14th in 1982, Metallica made their live debut when they appeared at Radio City in Anaheim, California. So Metallica formed in Los Angeles, California in late 1981 when Danish-born drummer Lars Ulrich placed an advertisement in a Los Angeles newspaper, The Recycler, which read, "Drummer looking for other metal musicians to jam with Tigers of Pantang, Diamond Head, and Iron Maiden. Guitarists James Hetfield and Hugh Tanner of Leather Charm answered the advertisement."
There you go.
There you go.
Here's your factoids for today.
Factoids. And even though I massacred the mathematical one, hey, celebrate Pi Day. No, and not the confection, the delightful dessert.
Should be, though.
The mathematical constant.
I bet you more people will be interested in the actual pie than math pie.
Well.
Anywho. Let's do the social media.
Social media.
Are we there
Okay.
yet?
All right.
See what
Jim
you're
Whitty.
saying.
Beating everybody to the punch. He says, good Monday morning. Good Monday morning to you, Jim Whitty.
Morning.
Margaret McKeag says, good morning. Good morning, Margaret. Always
Good
nice to
morning.
hear from you. Rob Robinson, masquerading under the name of Michael Robinson, says, good morning, Heidi. Good morning to you, sir. I hope you have a great day. Steve Childs, good morning all. Have a great week, and spring is almost here. And he offers the sun coming up between two great, huge tracts of land. I almost
He does
laughed.
that every week or every day, right?
Well, yeah, but I like to say it. You know, it's my nod to Monty Python.
I know.
It's, you know, very formative for me. And I'm surprised because you had the sun, you said there's the sun coming up,
Yeah,
and
it
I
is,
thought you were going there, but you didn't.
No, I
Okay.
don't do that. You do that.
You pulled it back right at the last second. What? What does it
You
say?
ever look at his shirt? It says, "You can't tell me what to do. You're not my daughter."
That's awesome. Yeah. All right, Tracy Fay. Fun day rhymes with Monday. Good morning, all. Yes.
Morning.
What a fun day so far. I didn't sleep well last night. I'm a little tired.
Well, who did,
Okay.
really?
Well, I don't know. Somebody must have. I'm not sure. Nancy Norman says good morning. Good morning, Nancy, artiste extraordinaire. Jim Whitty, why do nuns speak so well? They were taught to enunciate. Ba-dum-bums. All right, Ann Woods. Oh, Ann Woods. You might be a new viewer, maybe.
No, I think she's
Anyway.
watched before.
Well, if she, what's that?
I think she's watched
Yeah,
before.
okay. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Good morning, everyone. Happy green week ahead. Yes, St. Patrick's Day looming large on the horizon. Joseph Bertrand says, have a great day, everyone. You as well, Joseph. Kathy Boren says, good Monday morning. Make the best of it. You as well,
Okay.
Kathy. Kathy Ramsey says, good morning, you all. Good morning to you.
Morning.
Vino Humalamaki. Nice to hear from you, Vino. Monday. Ba-da-da-da-da. Yes. Bradley says, good morning. Good morning, Bradley. Nicole Rahman Winchester. Good Monday, or good morning, everyone. Have a wonderful week. You as well, please. Terry Matthews. Good morning, Heidi and Craig. Good morning, Terry. Enika, good morning, everyone. Almost forgot the fact that the show is 1 hour earlier.
I guess you don't change your time in the Netherlands?
I don't know.
I guess, no.
Do you? Do you?
I don't think they do.
She's pretty quick.
I think it's
She'll
next
respond.
week they do it, actually.
Okay, Tony Mancuso, good Monday morning. The sun, the tracks a line. Another day closer to spring. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
It's going to feel like spring tomorrow, if not Wednesday for sure.
Yeah? Okay, well, what about today?
Well, today we're getting there.
Transitioning.
Yeah.
Okay. Good Monday morning to you, Tony. Have a great day. Rick Sutherland, good morning all. Happy Monday. I hope everyone has a great day.
You too.
You as well. We've got Jim and Brad saluting each other. Morning. Leslie Wilson. Oh no, we've got like a huge graphic. Yay!
Oh, there's Leslie.
She says good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning from Team Jen and Andrew from driver's seat. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Marge Gray. Good Monday morning from Marge and Carl all the way down there in Fergus. Judy O'Neill. Good morning, Heidi and Craig. Happy Monday. Hope you both have an awesome day. Thank you, Judy. You as well. Meh. Oh, and there's Tracy when we were having the technical difficulties. Can't hear Heidi, and then, oops, there, that's better. Okay, Brad responding to Jim. Kathy Boren, it's almost mosquito season. Giant, bloodthirsty mosquitoes. Where's the happy medium? Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Kathy, geographically speaking, she wants to work and you go where there aren't going to be mosquitoes. I don't know. I don't think that place exists in Ontario.
Not here anyway.
No. Kimberly, good Monday morning. Good morning to you, Kim. Looking forward to seeing you at the event on Thursday for Grocer for Good. Mark Jordan, GM got in. Good morning, got in. Great. Good morning to you, Mark Jordan. Okay, and Enika, we changed the time at the end of March.
End of March, yes.
Yes.
In a couple of weeks.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at your magic 7-day forecast. It's looking pretty good. Look at that. We have no negative temperatures showing up during the daytime. And we actually could bump Wednesday's temperature up to about 10 degrees.
Get out!
I'm not kidding. We could see some heavy rain showers develop Wednesday night.
Yes!
I was still watching that, but we're going to see some melting going on this week. We still dip a little bit during the overnight, but that's okay. It kind of firms things up during the night. And then we kind of continue our melting during the day. And these temperatures continue into next week. So we could, like I said, what did I say that a couple weeks ago? That I think we would lose our snow by the end of March.
I think you said mid-April, but...
Well, mid-April is the typical average.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I'm saying this year, because of this warm spell of air coming up for March, we could lose the majority of our snow by March if we don't go back to winter.
Well, and
there's always that chance.
Greg.
Happy? Suck it,
I have to bring you back to reality for a little bit.
All right, that's all the time that we have today. I want to remind everybody that we are the Sioux's only local news show. So please do the social media thing, like, follow, share, let everybody know, tag some people in the comments, invite them to, sample our brand of news. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow. First Local, supported by Maker North, 3D printing, laser cutting, 3D design, education, prototyping, and more. Maker North, whatever it takes.
It's Jake Moore, sports analyst, back in the On TV studios, letting you know that 705 Sports now has 2 shows a week. We still have the 705 Sports that airs every Friday at noon, but we've expanded to now have a show every Wednesday. 705 Sports Headlines will be a show that is much more condensed, that is very fast-paced, going over the main topics of the week in sports. 705 Sports on Fridays will still cover everything in sports in a full show format. This gives you a chance to really see what's going on in the sports world, whether you have a couple minutes or you got a half an hour. So make sure you join me, Dan Gray, on Fridays and multiple different guests every Wednesday, every Friday at noon, only on TV and Sioux Online's Facebook page.